Hello, everyone. This is Jyoti Chaudhary. I am the verbal trainer working with Hidden and Renault. And today in this webinar, I'm sure after this 1 hour of webinar, you would know a lot about the SCT exam and you would know about us. You would know about the organization to whom you can connect to go abroad and fulfill your dream of going into the foreign universities. Okay. So about us, I can just tell you that Hidden and Renault is the organization which works from the very core to the highest level of going abroad. It helps the students to go for the undergraduate programs. It helps the students for the master's programs as well. And we work from the very basic, from your getting interest to the courses and universities, and then going for the test preparation, visa application, admission process, profile building, everything. So this is the one benchmark where you can learn about everything. I hope you all can see me. Just give me a second. I'll just switch on my video. Uh, can you guys hear me? Can you just say yes on the chat box? Can you guys hear me and see me? Yeah, I'm sorry. I think there was some glitch with the my video earlier. Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Abhishek and Aditya. Okay. So yes, I was talking about the Hidden and Renault. That's the organization where you can connect when you have just thought about going to the foreign universities and get into the admission on the world topmost rank universities. So we would help you about everything from building your profile, preparing you for the competitive exams of the foreign universities, doing your visa application and everything. Okay. And these are the skill sets that would be required when you are approaching and when you are thinking to go abroad, be the technical proficiency that you would require to do the admissions, or the teamwork collaboration that you would require when you are coordinating with your school and your counselors and the foreign universities and the admission department. There would be a lot of people that you have to talk about. So we'll train you into that as well. And we'll train you about the time management, when it is required to submit your application, what should be your date for the SAT, how and when you should be doing your IELTS, SOPs, and LORs. So these are the all skills that we'll be training you for your whole process of going abroad. Okay. So these are the particular services that I can mark over here. On the left hand side, you can see the test preparations. These are the first, I would just tell you, IELTS and TOEFL, which is a mandatory exam for every country which speaks English language. And then we have PSET, SAT, ACT, UCAT, and IMAT. All these are exams for the undergraduate programs. And I hope you all, whosoever here are, would be giving the SAT exam for undergraduate programs. But if you are going for law, you should be doing the IMAT. And if you are going for any MBBS program, you would be should be doing the UCAT exam. And GRE, GMAT are for the people who are going for the master's degree, which you also have to do when you are done with the graduation program, even when you are living in USA or Canada or Australia. Okay. And on my right hand side, you can see the list of services that we provide when you are going abroad. The first one is your psychometric test, which would help you and your parents to understand for which profile you are perfect to. We desire to become so many things, but our mind, our skills, and our techniques are different. So this test will help you. There's a long list of questions which would help you to understand your core interest and your skills into you. And then I was telling earlier as well, profile building, career guidance. Our counselors will help you that how you can make your profile strong. Because when you're applying to the foreign universities, it is not just your 10th class marks or your 12th class marks that would matter to them, but your whole profile, what you have done vocationally, what all things that you have taken interest in, but all the sports that you have played in your school, everything matters. The whole profile matters over there. So we'll be training you for your SOP, LORs, and at the end, the most important thing for which your parents would be interested and you should be also proud of is the scholarships. SCT helps you to get a good scholarship in your total tuition fees. And if you're scored high in your SCP and good, you can actually benefit your monetarily to you and your parents by having a good scholarship from this. Okay. And now these are the students who have actually give us a lot of prestige. We are so proud of them. And these are just a few, I am telling you, because the screen could only take these 10 students of ours. These are the one who have scored more than 1200, 1400, and even 1500 from the 1600 total marks of SCT. And they have taken admissions into the top ranked universities of the world. Now, the second slide is for the IELTS exam. IELTS exam, as I've told earlier, that SCT is the main exam for which you can get the scholarship. But sometimes when you have scored good in IELTS also, you can get the scholarship. And that scholarship can go up to 1 lakh US dollars as well, as you can see on the screen of Prisha. And so we have a lot of students who have gained the scholarship into the different graduation programs, into the different universities. And it is about the IELTS, SCT score, and your whole profile that helps you to get the good scholarship. And definitely HNR is going to help you and guide you through the whole process of applying to the universities and to the right course and at the right time to get the perfect scholarships. Okay, now finally, what is SCT? Why are we doing this webinar? Why this is so important and what is it? So the SCT is a standardized test of your basic analytical skills in which they analyze your math skills and your verbal skills. Verbal, that is in English. The total tuition fee is $103, which is somewhere 8,500 rupees in Indian. And this exam is conducted 7 times in a year. Right now, we are in the month of April, and June, August, and October would be the right timing where you do not have your school exams as well. So if you're thinking to go abroad in another 2 to 3 years, this is the right year. This is the right time that you start your program of learning about this SCT program. You can give n number of SCT exams if you're not satisfied with your score. But I'm telling you, if you are learning or taking training from the Hidden and Renault, there would be only one exam for you SCT, because I'm sure that you would be scoring above 1300 over there. Now, the second thing that is very interested is that SCT is digital. That means that you would be doing this exam on the computer only. The second thing, most important and a unique thing of this exam is that it is section adaptive test, which means that there are 4 sections, out of which 2 are for English and 2 are for maths. And when you have done the one section of English, that would have different levels of question: medium, difficult, and easy level. On the basis of your performance, your next section of test would be given to you. If you have done pretty well in all types of questions, that means in the second section, you would have all the hard level questions. So your marking is completely different. That's why I said this exam is about your analytical skills. They have not given you, just like schools, that this question is for 5 marks and this is for 2 marks. So you cannot be prepared like that for this. Everything is important in SCT, and you would not guess the level of difficulty as you prepare for them. Okay. And yes, one good thing, as a lot of students fear about maths, there is a calculator in maths. So you do not have to do the fast calculations in your mind. There is a help to you. But yes, maths and English, as they have said, that these are the basic skills that they are judging people, so that they would know the level of your IQ and they would understand you better over there. Okay. Second thing is that why are we doing this SAT exam? The first thing is, I would say that all the foreign universities, they have limited number of seats, and the application that goes to them is into 10. So they get confused. How do they choose this? Because it is very much possible that student A has also scored 90 and student B has also scored 90. So how would they choose it? So SCT helps them to choose the right individual over there. SCT is the one that takes the students from the diverse backgrounds, be it commerce, humanities, or science, or anything, any subject that you have studied in 11, 12, you would all be giving the same exam, which is of English and maths, to judge your basic skills, to judge your time management, to judge your proficiency about the different and basic methods of lifestyle. So all the universities take this exam as the primary element to choose the student for their particular and fixed number of seats. Another important thing is when you're thinking to go abroad. So the first thing comes as USA, and people think of Britain and Australia. So I must tell you that 70 to 80% universities have made this exam mandatory for everything. So you have to do it for many number of colleges over there. Second thing is that, like I said, that while giving this exam, if you have scored pretty good over there, you would be provided with the scholarships. That would be a great financial aid, because when you're going abroad, there's a lot of expense that your parents have to do over there. But yes, tuition fee is one of the element that you can deduct by scoring high in your SAT exam. Okay. Okay, these are the number of universities we have written over there. On the left side, we have Indian universities, because generally, as I have also been telling, that when you have a dream to go abroad, do the SAT. But a lot of people do not know that SAT values a lot even in India. These are the number of countries that take SAT marks seriously, and you would get selected if you have a good SAT score. And then we have definitely these international universities of foreign, which take SAT as a very mandatory and or a significant exam to be approached for the admissions. And there is n number of list of these colleges. Now let's understand a bit about more SAT, that what were the two modules, what is the section adapted that I've been telling you. So there are two modules in the SAT exam. First is reading writing M1, that is a module 1, in which you will face 27 questions, and total number of time that you would get is 32 minutes. And the same would be for the second module of the English. Again, you would have 27 questions with 32 minutes, in which you would only be marked for the 25 questions. Two questions are pre-test questions, for which you would not gain any marks. So total marks that you would be getting in your exam is 50, but you would not know which are the pre-test questions over there. So basically, you have to do 32 questions in 27 minutes. And now, after the 10 minutes break, you would have the maths module, in which you would have 22 questions to be done into 35 minutes. The marking of both the maths and English are same, minimum 200 and maximum 800. You would get the total marks out of the 1600, which is in which you have 400 is the minimum. And basically, you have to score more than 1200 and 1300 to be selected into the universities. So that's what we target minimum in hidden and Renault. We call minimum is 1200, not the 400. Okay. I hope you guys have understood the basic structure of the SAT. If there is any confusion, we'll be there to help you out. But now I'll give this presentation to Mr. Ashutosh, who is the maths trainer with us, and he would explain you a lot more about the maths part of the SAT. For the English, we'll be having another webinar on 4th of May. Over to you, Mr. Ashutosh. Please switch on your audio, Ashutosh.
All right, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Jyoti ma'am, and welcome everyone for joining this webinar. My name is Ashutosh, and I'm maths faculty for SAT and other exams in HNR. So today we'll be discussing about the maths section of the SAT. I hope you have understood about the overall idea about the SAT, what exactly the SAT exam, what is the importance of the SAT. And because I'm the maths faculty, so obviously I'll be more interested in the maths part of the SAT, and I'll give you some idea about how exactly the math questions are being asked and what we have to keep in mind while answering a math question, right? But before I go and tell you more about this, I want to answer you one question. I want to know that in which class most of your students are there. So I just want to know the class in which you're studying. I have launched a poll. If you can just mark over there. Okay. So as I can see, most of the students are there from class 11 and then from the class 9. I understand that most of you are, from different backgrounds. It's not necessarily you are having a maths background in the class 11th, and not necessarily you are having a kind of commerce or humanities background. See, why I'm asking this question, that in which class are you, and why I'm saying this, that it does not matter in which stream are you studying right now, because SAT is a general test. It does not depend on the class in which you are studying right now. Obviously, it will be something for class 9 to 12, because anyone who is going for the bachelor, they'll be taking this test, right? But even if you're in the class 9th, even if you're in the class 10th, class 11th, or class 12th, you can take SAT exam, and there's no problem with that, right? And if we talk about the different streams, even if you're from the humanities, if you're from the commerce, if you're from the science background, it does not matter, because it's a general test, and obviously they are not going to ask you a question which is out of the context that you have studied till now, right? So everything that you are going to get there is from what you have studied till your high school, okay? But there is a strategy, there is something that we need to understand while answering the math question. There are a few things we have to keep in mind when we answer the math question, okay? Firstly, I would like to go with the syllabus that we have, the different topics that we have in the maths part. Firstly, we have heard of algebra, where we discuss about the equations, inequalities, absolute value. I am pretty sure that all of you must have done algebra, because it starts from from the class 8 only, and you do the equations, inequalities, and all throughout class 8, 9, 10. So I'm very much sure that you are very much aware about all these topics like equations, inequalities, absolute value. Then we have the next thing, which is problem solving and data analysis. When we talk about the problem solving part, like any question based on the arithmetic, like percentage, ratios, rates, right? All those are the part of the problem solving. And then, as you know, data analysis is right now a kind of a very important point, very important thing we need to understand. So it covers the statistics mainly, and then bar chart, tables, and everything, right? Next thing is passport to advanced maths. Now, I believe this is something going to be a bit different for all of you. I just want to know, you can write in the Q&A, that do you have any idea about advanced math, and what do you think, what could be the topic in the advanced math? Remember, we are not going to discuss anything which is above the high school. Okay, so most of the topics are there from the high school only. So if you can just write down in the Q&A that what do you think, what topic can be there from advanced maths? Okay, mental ability, trigo. All right. Anyone else? Okay, in advanced maths, we have the topics such as functions. I hope you are aware about this topic, function, right? Then we have the topics from linear function, quadratic function, roots and exponents, radical equations, rational equations. So all these are the part of the path to advanced maths. And for those who are saying that trigonometry, so there is a different topic, altogether different topic, trigonometry and geometry, right? So we have the questions from geometry. I hope you are all aware about line, angle, triangle, circles, right? And then about the trigonometry, if you're in the class 10th, you are aware about. If you're in the class 9th, I'm sure you have not studied trigo till now. But anyone who is there in the class 11th and 12th or class 10th, they must have done trigonometry in their class 10th, right? See, most of the questions that you are getting here are there from the high school only, right? But the strategy that you need to apply to answer these questions it has to be different, right? As you know that there's a limited time to answer the questions in the SAT, because you have seen this on the table in the last slide. There are limited time, 35 minutes only to answer 22 questions, right? That means you have to answer question in just like 1.5 minutes, right? But your target should be to answering the question in just 1 minute, because you will be taking some time to scroll down and all, right? And that is why we are going to discuss a few things in which how we can save our time. We are also going to discuss how we have to look at a question when it will be asked. Okay. As Jyotiram told you in the last slides, that there is a calculator allowed in the SAT, right? So what is the calculator allowed? You can carry any scientific calculator or graphing calculator. Along with that, during the test, you also get on-screen calculator in the SAT. Okay, that means even if you don't carry, you will be getting one graphing calculator in the SAT. But I always recommend that when you are going to the test, please carry your own calculator, right? Because most of you might be from the CBSE background, so I have seen that CBSE students do not use calculator because it's not allowed in the school, and you don't have a habit of using it. So it's better if you are practicing for the SAT questions, use calculator, a graphing calculator or scientific calculator during this. Okay. Okay, now you can ask me that what kind of calculators are allowed over there. So most of the graphing and all scientific calculators are allowed. Okay, only devices which can access internet, that will be not allowed in the test. So you should not purchase or carry any calculator which can access internet. How to identify that? So if you get QWERTY, that keypad in the laptop or in the calculator in any other device, they are the marks that they can access the calculator. So you should not purchase any calculator having this keypad. Other than that, any graphing calculator, scientific calculator are allowed. So you can carry that. Now the on-screen calculator that I was talking about, it will look like this. Okay, there are so many functions available. You can write any any equation, any function on this, and you can graph. Okay, you can see on the right side the functions like trigonometric functions, inverse trigonometric functions, or stats. Okay, along with that, there are so many other functions also that you can explore during your practice, during your mock test. The question could be what kind of questions I'll be getting, what is the type of question I'll be getting in the SAT. So I have two samples over there, MCQ and SPR. MCQ, multiple choice questions, where you have one question, you have four options, you have to solve the question, you have to select one answer. Then we have the SPR question, a student produced response. You have to solve it. There's no option given. You need to solve, get a number, write in the box, and then you can get that in the answer preview that whatever you're writing, that is correct. So these are the two kind of questions you'll be getting in the SAT. MCQ question and SPR question. Almost 75% questions are there from the MCQ. 25% questions will be there from the SPR. Then you also get one reference sheet in the map section of the SAT. What is this reference sheet? So this reference sheet carry a lot of formulas from the geometry, be it 2D geometry or 3D geometry, and some information about them. Okay. In case if you do not remember the formulas, simple formulas like about the circle, about the sphere, about the cylinder, cone, right? So you can use this reference sheet anytime during the test, and you can take help of this to answer the questions which are required. Now I'll ask you a few questions just to see how you're going to answer it. Okay, you can write your answer in the Q&A. So here's the first question. It says, if A over B is equal to 4 over 5, then is it always true that A is less than B? I just want to know from you, what do you think about it? Please write in the Q&A. Yes? No? Others, please write. Whatever you think, you can write that. Okay. All right, all right, all right. So as I can see, most of you have answered yes to this question. Okay. Before I answer this question, I'll go to one more question. Next question. You have to answer this also, and then I'll come to answers for both of them. So can you answer this? If AX is equal to BX, then is it always true that A is equal to B? What do you think? Please write. Abhishek is saying no. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes. Again, one no. Yes. Okay. I hope most of you have answered till now. See, as I can see, most of you are giving me the answer yes for this question. But unfortunately, for both the questions, the answer is no. Okay. Why? Because if I'll say take A is equal to -4 and B is equal to -5, right? And then if I'll say, is it satisfying this condition that A by B is 4 over 5? A over B is 4 over 5? Answer is yes, satisfying this condition. But is it always true that A is less than B? Is -4, -4 less than -5? Answer is no. Correct? Similarly, when I go to the next question, this one, most of the people have thought here that, okay, if I have to answer this question, what I'll do is I'll simply cancel out this x from both sides. When you cancel this x, what exactly is the arithmetic operation you are applying to this? You are dividing both sides by x. Correct? Yes, no? Right? Yes. So when you are canceling this x, you are applying the division by x on both sides. But you should remember that we can divide by any number in the equation, but not 0. In the question, it has not been mentioned that x is equal to 0. Is it mentioned there? No? So in the question, it has been not mentioned that x is equal to 0. It's your assumption that, okay, it can be any positive number or any negative number. So I'll just cancel from both sides. I can divide, I can cancel, right? This is something you have to be very careful while solving the SAT questions. Okay. So not only your conceptual knowledge, but your presence of mind, your mental ability is also very important when you are answering the SAT question. This is how it is different from your academic questions in the right. Before I go to the next part, I would like to know your favorite number. So can you all write your favorite numbers or any number? I'm asking you for a number in the chat box. Please write your numbers in chat box. Very good. I'm getting numbers like 9, 6, 7, 19, 2, 7, 5, 10. Okay. See, this is the problem. This is why we answer this question. I'm not saying it's wrong that your favorite number cannot be 5, 7, or 10. Okay. But the point is, when we think about a number, right, our mind firstly gives us a positive integer, a natural number. As you can see, most of the answers are there as natural number, right? So when you answer a question anywhere, firstly you think about natural number, right? And that is the reason you did not think about this x is equal to 0, right? You did not think about the negative number there in the last question, right? Now, because you are preparing for the SAT, please make sure when you are solving a question, be alert and think about all the different aspects of the question. I hope I'm clear about all these two questions. Please write yes in the chat box if you understood. Please write yes in the chat box if you understood. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Now, these two questions are not from the SAT, to be honest. Okay, they are not questions that you'll be getting in the SAT, not like this. Okay, so as you have already seen, the question can be MCQ question or SPR question. But these two questions are the example how you have to think about the SAT maths question. Right? Now I'm going to show you some problem from SAT MCQ part. Okay, this is a question from the absolute value, right? In which we can apply some sort of a strategy to answer. I just want to know from you, have you ever seen this symbol of absolute value or modulus? How many of you have seen the symbol of absolute value or modulus, and how many don't know about this? Please write yes or no in the chat box. No? No? Okay, I got one answer also. I'll look into that answer. I'll check. No. Okay. See, obviously, we'll discuss about more about this kind of questions and the topics such as absolute value. I'm not asking you to answer this question right now because I know much of many of you might have no idea about what is this modulus sign and what is this absolute value. So I'll not go into that. I'll show you how do we answer a question in the SAT even if we are not going to solve it completely. Okay. So we'll talk about one process which is known as process of elimination. When you're answering the question in the SAT, even if you're not going to solve it completely, you can try the process of elimination to eliminate some of the options so that you'll be remaining with one answer and then you can select that one. Now, I'll just give you a brief about this modulus. This modulus represents always a kind of non-negative number. Means the number can be either a positive number or 0. Now, tell you one thing, if I'm adding 0 or any positive number in 5, can I get a 0? Answer is no. If I add again any positive number of 0 in 5, can I get a 0? Answer is no. If I add any positive number in 5 or 0, can I get 1, which will be a lesser number than this? Answer is no. That means there's only one option remaining, that if I subtract 5 from any positive number, it is possible it can be 0. Right? So this is how we use the process of elimination to eliminate the options that are not possible as per the given concept. So obviously for this, you need to have the basic idea about the modulus. You need to know what is the modulus, what is the absolute value. I hope this is clear. We'll move to the next question. This question is based on the graph. I'm very much aware about some of you might be known to this kind of questions, or some of you might have not seen this kind of question. Okay, based on the function, right? So this is a function, y is equal to fx is a function, and there's a graph for the same given on the left side. Then the question is simply asking you for how many values of x does fx is equal to 2. Okay, this question is based on the observation. Okay, that means in this case, do we have to solve anything? Answer is no. So for those who are aware about the functions, they know that, okay, if I have a graph given, if I have to look at the values of x for which y is equal to 2 or not, or fx is equal to 2 or not, there is a method. But what can be the very straightforward method and the time-saving method here to answer this question? Observation. What is the observation part here? So if I have to find out that for how many values of x, fx is equal to 2, fx means y is equal to 2. So what we can do, we can just draw this line y is equal to 2, and we'll see at how many points it is going to intersect the graph. So we'll see that at how many points the graph is intersecting this line fx is equal to 2. Can you write in the chat box? Three points. Very good. That means there are 3 values of x for which we can say the value of y is equal to 2. Correct? The answer is 3. We don't have to solve anything. We just have to draw a line and that's it. The answer is done. Right? This is again based on the basic concept. Okay. So if your basics are clear, if you are aware about the different strategy of the SAT, okay, the questions in SAT are not hard. They are not difficult. Okay. You just need to be focused on the basic concept. You just need to focus on the strategy. You need to focus more on your mental ability, like how you have to think about a question in the SAT. Okay. So from all this, I believe there are certain takeaways that we need to understand. Firstly, remember to read the question carefully. Okay, and think about different aspects. Can it be positive number, negative number, 0, right? At the same time, if there's a word problem, also be alert about the units and the other important points in the questions. Next thing is, you can use the Desmos graphing calculator for the practice. So remember, I showed you one calculator, which is the Ornstein calculator. I believe, if you are from IB student, if you are from the international boards, then you must be aware about the Desmos calculator. But if you are from the CBSE, I'm very much hopeful that you are not aware about the Desmos calculator, because calculator is not something there in your syllabus and in your academics, right? So if you want to know that what kind of calculator I'll be getting in the SAT, you can just go to Google, type Desmos graphing calculator, and you will get the calculator very similar to what I have shown you in one of the slides. The same calculator will be getting in the SAT math section. So you can use that this calculator for the practice during your mock test, during your practice, or during even the class. Refer the formula sheet for information based on the geometry formula. As I have shown you that reference sheet can be used to use the formulas which are required. If you are running out of time, use a letter and mark it as the answer for the remaining questions. Okay. So in case, sometime it happened that you have only 2 minutes remaining, there are 5 questions. In SAT, you won't be getting a penalty for a wrong answer, but if you are leaving the question blank, there might be more negative, impact on your score. So instead of leaving the question blank, what you can do is you can just mark any letter. Let's say my letter of the day is B. So I'll just mark B, B, B for all the 5 questions because I cannot solve the question in just 2 minutes, right? It's not possible. So if you can make some educated guess, you can do that. If you're not able to do any kind of guess, you can just mark a letter of the day for all of them. If you're lucky, you might be getting 1 or 2 questions. I hope it is clear. Now we'll talk about the Q&A session. So in this, you can ask your questions. Firstly, you can raise your hand, whatever question you have. We will allow you to talk. So you can unmute yourself. You'll get a message on the screen. You can accept that. You can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions, whatever question do you have. Me and Jyot both will be able to answer that. Yes, Manisha, you can unmute and ask.
Yes. Hi, sir. The session was really good. So I am just concerned like when the classes are starting so that I can enroll for myself.
Manisha, positively, we are going to start another batch from the 10th of May. Okay. So if you're ready to start, you can start with that batch.
Sure, sir. I'll do that. I'll connect with with the counselor and I'll join the batches.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else? We have another webinar on 4th of May at 11 a.m. So you can join that webinar also. Okay.
So, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to know how many classes, what is the schedule for your SAT preparation classes?
Shiga, we have a different approach. So if you are planning for example, one-on-one, okay, we follow the schedule of the students, okay, and the trainers. So as per the convenience, we keep that. If you are starting with a batch, so for the batch there'll be fixed timing. There'll be fixed timing on maybe on any of the weekdays or weekend accordingly.
How many classes a week?
So it depends. So if you are in very hurry that like you have to just go for the August, September or something, so we'll keep around 2 classes for maths, 2 classes for English. If you are going for the October attempt or something, if you have time, you are not in a hurry, okay, then we can keep 1 class of maths and 1 class of verbal in the week. It will be like that.
Exactly, Shikha. We need to talk about it. We need to plan that when you would be giving the exam, when would be the right time for you to give the SAT exam. And accordingly, we'll plan the classes. We do have the crash courses for the SAT in which we can complete the course in 2-3 months. And we do have a lenient time as well in which we can complete the 6 months SAT program also. So it depends on the student's requirement. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Arus, you can unmute and you can ask your question. Riddhi, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hello.
Yes, Riddhi.
So the session was really good. Thank you. Sir, I wanted to ask, just a second.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, I just want to ask, help us with the essay writing in the portfolios too?
Jyoti ma'am, I think you can answer about that.
Yes, Riddhi, like I told you at the very start that we do help in every step of the admission process. So when you would be required to do the SOP and LORs, we are definitely going to help you out in that.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else having any question?
Yeah, I think there is
Yeah.
Aaron. Aaron, are you there? Do you want to ask anything? You can unmute yourself and ask. Okay, I've seen in the chat that somebody is asking for the fees and everything. So I request you to connect with our counselors, or our counselors will definitely connect with you. We have written down your names, and we'll be connecting you, in which we'll give you the details. It depends what services you are taking. And like I said, that we do have courses of SCT, IELTS, and then we have profile building, then we have admission process, then we have psychometric test. So everything is of different cost. So I would rather suggest that you talk to the counselor, and they would help you out that how you should be doing it and what would be the cost according to your requirements.
In the chat box, Jagriti has asked that did you share the list of Indian universities that accept the score? We had some of the universities on the slide. In case if you are interested in knowing more about the Indian universities, you can connect with the counselors. They can help you with all the universities, be it Indian universities or abroad. They can help you with all the different universities as per your requirement. Okay, someone is asking how will Hadden not help in my practice for the exam? So obviously we help you throughout this. For example, we have the classes for verbal and maths both. So we help you in scoring high. So firstly, we'll be providing you the basics. We'll be providing you the materials. We'll be providing you the classes in which we talk about the strategy. We talk about the basic concept. Then we'll also help you with the mock test and all. So we will be providing you the mock test where you can analyze yourself and you can see your progress. So all this help will be there. Okay, anyone else having any other question? So the number is visible for the HNR team here. You can also call on this number in case if you have any query, right? I think there's no query in the chat box now.
No, there is no section of the IQ in the SAT exam.
Yes, there's
It
no
is
section.
just the verbal and maths. That's how they would judge your IQ.
Okay, I believe all the questions have been answered. You guys can please note down this number and you can call whenever and whatever the doubts are there. I hope all will be answered again over the call. You can also write down the email ID. You can share us any email. IIM do not accept the SAT score. That's for the management. So SAT is not for the management. Someone is asking which IIM is accepting the SAT score. Okay, I think for today we are done with this session. Thank you all of you for joining this session. I'm really glad all of you have joined. You took out your time, and I hope I'll be able to see all of you in the class very soon. Okay. Thank you, Jyoti ma'am, for joining.
Okay, thank
everyone.
you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.